The year is 2018. Your guy T is cheering on a sideline somewhere. Top Spur is still somehow considered a top 6 club, and Julius Malema has a serious problem. You see, during the EFF's 5th anniversary celebrations in Mdantsane in July 2018, Mr. Malema was filmed seemingly firing several live rounds of a semi-automatic rifle into the air. Enter AfriForum, a civil rights organization primarily representing Afrikaans interests, which said no, and laid formal criminal charges against Julius Malema and his bodyguard Adrian Snyman in August 2018. After an initial court appearance and postponement in November 2019, along with sustained pressure on the National Prosecuting Authority by AfriForum's private prosecution unit, the trial officially kicked off on March 1, 2022. Both the EFF leader and bodyguard pleaded not guilty on all charges. Once the court accepted the viral video of the shooting as admissible evidence, and experts identified him as the person in the video, the defense pivoted from questioning who was in the video to what was being held. During his June 2024 testimony, Julius Malema maintained that the rifle was a cinema toy or a prop used for emphasis, dramatic effect, He stood by this version of events despite the state's ballistic evidence, which linked a spent cartridge found at the stadium to a real 223 Remington rifle. When asked how the cartridge was found at the scene, Mr. Malema said that it must have been the Holy Spirit. Moyo ngcwele, baby. At the closing statements, State Prosecutor Advocate Joel Caesar framed Julius Malema's actions not as celebratory, but of deep malice. He argued that the accused created an extreme danger by firing the semi-automatic rifle in a stadium packed with over 20,000 people. Furthermore, he claimed that Julius Malema should be held to a higher standard because he is a lawmaker and a member of parliament, and as a result, the prosecution initially pushed for the maximum possible term of 15 years direct imprisonment. Shacks! Malema's defense, on the other hand, highlighted that the entire incident lasted less than 2 minutes and resulted in no injuries or property damage, and that he was a 45-year-old first-time offender who had led a blameless life since the incident. But Magistrate Twanedolifiru, I'm trying to hear all of that. Okay, finding him guilty on all 5 counts and acquitting co-accused Adrian Snyman due to insufficient evidence to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Fast forward to April 16th, 2026, and Magistrate Olifir delivered the judgment, sentencing Julius Malema to an effective 5 years of direct imprisonment, which in South Africa means an offender is physically incarcerated immediately following sentencing. But like a prime brawn on the end of a D-Wade alley-oop, Malema's team saw this coming. Anticipating a custodial sentence, advocates Hodes and Nkukaitobi prepared the leave to appeal in advance and filed it immediately after the sentence was pronounced. This does not mean the guilty verdict will be overturned, but it does allow Julius Malema to argue the appropriateness of the 5-year term in the High Court. Section 47(1)(e) of the South African Constitution states that every citizen who is qualified to vote is eligible to be a member of the National Assembly, unless they're convicted of an offense and sentenced to more than 12 months imprisonment without the option of a fine. This disqualification, though, only takes effect once the appeal process is exhausted. So, as the case moves to the High Court in a process that could take 2 to 5 years, Julius Malema remains a member of parliament and continues serving on the Judicial Service Commission, the body, believe it or not, responsible for interviewing and selecting the country's judges.